Hi, it's Elizabeth Hancock with Beyond You Coaching. Long ago, I realized that I could change the course of my life just by changing my perspective. So let's talk about perspective and how it affects what we see and how we live our lives. How we see reality all comes down to how we define a particular event or experience. From an energy perspective, nothing is good or bad, but from a human perspective, we attach meaning to our experiences. Some are negative, some positive, and some neutral. For example, the toothpaste brand that we used 15 years ago today. Most of you don't remember this. This experience is considered neutral or mundane and carries no meaning for us and has no strong emotional response in our memory banks. But contrast this to the distinct memory of your first job interview, or falling in love for the first time, or the birth of your first child. These memories are vivid and still alive within you, since we've attributed meaning to these experiences. Meaning gives rise to emotion, and emotion gives rise to a feeling tone, which dictates how we see our world. Our memories are actually nothing more than anchors to different feeling states, images, sounds, and sensations, which all rely on the meaning that we assign them. Therefore, the stronger the feeling or emotion, the more distinct the memory. And the more distinct the memory, the more we define ourselves by it. So when we say we can change our life by changing our perspective, this means we are invited to look at our past through a different lens. And though we can't change our past, we do have the power to alter our perception of it. Let's take, for example, a failed job interview. This can be viewed from the perspective of disappointment and shame and fear. And if you choose to label this experience this way, then any subsequent job interview will be viewed through the lens of this negative memory. This is also known as self-sabotaging. However, if we attribute a different meaning to this event, we can change our potential future. A failed job interview can equally be viewed from the point of view that it was a fantastic learning experience. We were given the opportunity to see where we could improve, and we now have an understanding of what we need to do in order to improve our performance for next time. With this perspective, we learn from our mistakes, and we open ourselves up for inviting a more positive future experience. But what about situations where people have hurt or abused us? How can we possibly change our attitude or attribute a different meaning to a very obvious situation of abuse, neglect, or even abandonment? Well, even in these extreme experiences, we have the power to choose a different meaning for us. Freedom from reliving the past can be found through one very potent universal law, and that is, nothing other people do is because of you. All people's actions are limited to their conscious awareness at that particular moment in time, and they act in the best way they know how. And this includes you. So no matter what your past was, you have the choice to be free by choosing the perception of compassion, both for yourself and others. We are all simply doing the best that we can. A perfect example of this is when children grow up to have their own children. Suddenly, through the lens of parenthood, they are given the opportunity to see what it's like to be a parent themselves. Raising children isn't easy, and everyone makes mistakes. It's easy when we're young to blame our parents for our upbringing and character faults. But as we get older, this excuse becomes less and less applicable because we have the choice to grow and mature beyond the childish mind and see through eyes of compassion and wisdom. It's been said many times that forgiveness is not really about the other person. It's all about you. The power of forgiveness lies in seeing that there was only a mistaken perception. So many people have experienced major shifts of love, understanding, and freedom when they choose to let go of their old story and consciously create a new one. If you were abused in the past, Would you rather be forever wounded from the experience, or would you rather transform it into wisdom in order to help others? Would you rather be sad and depressed, or peaceful and harmonious? Would you rather hold grudges and be angry, or transmute that energy into love? We've all had shifts of perception throughout our lives, and I'm curious, what are some of the shifts that you've made that have profoundly changed the course of your life for the better? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you're interested in learning more about the mind, personal growth, and higher awareness, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.